The following content is sponsored and does not necessarily reflect the views of WATD Radio. Now, Paul Ponders on 95.9 WATD. Be a part of the show. Call or text 781-837-4900. Now, here's your host, Paul Solano.
Welcome and thanks for listening to Paul Ponders on WATD, presented by Northeastern Fence and Supply Corporation of Saugus. My name is Paul Solano of PS&L Marketing Group. As you probably already know, I also wear another hat as General Manager of Pearl Street Station Restaurant in Malden. Pearl Street Station was recently featured on America's Best Restaurants, an independent marketing firm from Kentucky. And one reason for this huge honor is because of Chef Felipe Fitzpatrick and his culinary team. Chef Felipe is a loyal listener through the Odyssey app. So hello to Chef Felipe. And Chef Felipe, again, we have lots of stuff going on at Pearl Street Station this whole weekend. And I know that you're in the middle of prepping for lots of stuff with Chef Joaquin and Chef Mohammed, and you're just doing an absolutely fabulous job. While we're at it, we have a lot of reservations for tomorrow. We have a very dear family friend coming over with his family tomorrow, and his name is Mr. Ed Kirby, and he's listening. He lives in Melrose, and he's listening. So, hi, Mr. Kirby. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. We know you as the Yingling Man, so we'll be seeing you tomorrow. And also, happy Father's Day to Ben from Pembroke Collision. Pembroke Collision is one of our sponsors, so congratulations to Ben and his wife, Ashley, on number 4 child, Vinny. So welcome to the world, Vinny. Hope mom and baby are doing well, and just continue building that team over there at Pembroke Collision. So as I have continually stated over the past 27 shows, and this is show number 28, it is an absolute honor and pleasure to be on WATD in the slot of The Boiling Point with Arthur Boyle. Happy Father's Day, Arthur. I cannot believe that this is show number 28. As I always say, Arthur, I am pleased to have you as my executive consultant on WATD, and thank you for being out there in the community and getting sponsors for us and for your sound advice, just like Tom Williams on the way down. And with us is Tim behind the glass and Dave Sajoni, but Tim is making a phone call. He'll be coming on shortly. But I do want to give a shout-out to the people at the Talk Information Center. They had their gala the other evening, and my friend Dave Boyle he jumped in at the last minute for Candy O'Terry. Hope you're feeling better. Hope your laryngitis is better. And Dave shared the stage with none other than Rob Hackler, and I hear they did a fabulous job. I was chatting with David yesterday, and he really enjoyed being on the dais and also with the auctioneer. And happy belated birthday to Dave Boyle, who had a birthday yesterday, and happy birthday to our own co-host of the South Shore Morning News, Rob Hackler. Your birthday is tomorrow, I believe.
I think maybe it is. I thought it was yesterday.
Well, my troubles seem so far away.
Yes.
Yes,
I believe in yesterday.
Yes. we could write a song.
Oh, that one's taken.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. You have to talk to Sir McCartney about that.
Okay, yeah. I'll chat with him.
That's my song. What are you doing?
Yes, indeed. Well, I was chatting with Billy from the Talk Information Center on the way in. He's always there at the door letting me into the building, Tim, and it was a great gala. I don't know if you were there. Were you there on Thursday night, or were you in the studio?
No, I was home.
Oh, okay.
Home sweet home, yeah.
Absolutely. I did hear you on Wednesday night, and you did a great job, and I want to say thank you for the kind words on the intro when you had the rewind. It was so nice to be on prime time at 9 o'clock.
Baby. Yeah.
It was really, really great. So I thank you for the kind shout-out and promoting the show.
Oh, you're welcome.
And I did notice an influx of some subscribers to the Paul Ponders. And it was really great after Wednesday's show. So really, I want to thank you and Rob for having me on prime time.
Yeah. Well, I have no say in that. That's what's loaded in the system for my Wednesday night. But I was happy to see you because that was the first Wednesday night that you were in that slot. So that's why I gave you the extra plug, because people who don't tune in live for the Saturday show, and it's like, wait, what's this? What's this all about? So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, how often has the Rewind practice been going on here at the station?
It's been for a little bit. That slot's open for someone to scoop up if they want, but no one's taking it, so we fill it with something else and go from there.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Tim, from behind the glass. And I guess Dave Cedrone has left, but thank Dave for those wonderful reports, and especially those extra special traffic reports on the way down.
Yes, and he's going home to spend time with his new cat.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right.
She's cute. He showed me a couple clips this morning. She's very sweet. I'm happy he's got a four-legged friend in the house.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well, have fun. Good luck with the new cat, Dave, if you're still listening and all. And I do want to welcome our newest sponsor / presenting sponsor, and that is Northeastern Fence and Supply Corporation of Saugus. And friend Mike Payne has a wonderful business, part of a 70-year family tradition, and it's third generational. And I love Mike's tagline, fences for your kids, dogs, and ugly neighbors. How's that, Tim?
That's great.
It's really clever. Yeah, you gotta love it. But Mike Payne and Northeastern Fence, welcome. And I know you're expanding into the South Shore area, and you'll travel everywhere. And you really do great quality work. And it's a company built with a great tradition of workmanship, and just great product. So we're a little bit past our Pod Pro Entertainment Techie Toolbox segment with Techie Chalonzo Amos and Shelley Wolf, global media firm owner of Toolbox Entertainment and a past Paul Ponders guest, episode number 35. So Shelley, I believe you're on the line?
Good morning, Paul. How you doing?
I'm well, thank you. Thanks for holding on the line while I went through some light housekeeping chores over here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I want to learn more about that Rewind show. It sounds very interesting. So
absolutely, you sounded great. It was really nice hearing you outside of the YouTube world, the MP3 world. But it was really great just hearing it on the radio. It was really great. You sounded great as always.
Thank you.
So are you calling in from Philadelphia? Where are you these days?
Yes. So today will be my last day of residence of Philadelphia. So I want to give a shout out to my beautiful friend Andrea, who's listening to us as we sit here before I head to the airport after the segment.
Oh, wow. Well, I wish you safe travels. Look forward to seeing you, and we'll be elaborating more in future weeks about your new job capacity up in the Boston, Cambridge area and all. But I don't want to hold you up. I don't want you to miss your flight.
Yeah, well, no worries. I appreciate that. So, and before I get started, I just also want to say happy early Father's Day to all the fathers out there. So, I miss my father and love my father, and I just want to give a shout out to all the fathers that do the work out there, and it's really important work. So, thank you, appreciate that. Ditto. Yeah. So today we are going to jump right into WristWise, a smartwatch guide for all of us. So I don't know about you, I haven't joined the wristwatch world of smartwatches, but I will say that when we think about when they first came out, many of us thought that they were just fancy toys for young folks, fitness fanatics, but things have really changed, and today's smartwatches are really designed for real-life convenience. They help us stay connected, track our health. They even get us help in the emergencies. So whether you're curious or still skeptical, this tech test is just for you. So we are going to jump into what smartwatches can actually do. So let's first talk about what it does beyond just telling time. It helps you stay connected. You can receive your texts, calls, calendar alerts, and even emails right on your wrist. It is really a phone. If you left your phone in another room, you can actually, check your watch and you're right there. It's great if you're on a walk, or you can still check who's calling or send it a quick reply if you need to reply to something. The only thing I'll give a shout out to is just remembering to really look for create mental boundaries. Like you want healthy boundaries so that you're not constantly beeping and creating anxiety for yourself. So just remembering to watch your mental health there. But when it leads to that health and safety tracking, It's also a great way to monitor your health rate, step count, and even your sleep quality. Some watches even track blood oxygen, warn you about irregular heartbeat. I know the Apple Watch and the Samsung Watch, or what I like to call Android Watch, but it's really called Samsung, both offer fall detection and emergency SOS features. So really great for, our grandparents and, anyone as an adult. I mean, I've fallen and, it'd be great to have an SOS feature. So again, it can alert emergency services if you take a great fall. Stay organized. You can set some great reminders and alarms. You can check weather forecasts, create your shopping list. I know I forget shopping lists every time I go to the store and I just buy the store up. So some watches let you use your voice to make notes and set timers while also cooking. It's also trying to figure out now what might be the right watch for you. Now let's break this down for our options, because we need to remember that one size of this does not fit all. We all have different needs. There's a discussion about what's especially right for kids, which we'll do in another episode. But today we're just going to focus on those that are iPhone users. So for the Apple Watch, it's user-friendly with a clean screen, great fitness, health features. It's got simplicity. So the Apple Watch SE is very affordable. And then for more health data, the Series 9 is a top tier for when you're looking for a smartwatch. When it comes to the Samsung Galaxy Watch, for those Android users out there, it works beautifully with Android phones, connects really well, offers fall detection, sleep tracking, and even body composition. It's sleek and stylish and often offers a bit more affordability than some of those Apple products out there. And then if you're really looking for affordability and you're a little bit more budget conscious, those that are new to the smartwatches and may not need it for all the real accessibilities, it just tracks steps, your sleep, or even stress, and it has a battery life up to 6 days, is the Fitbit Versa or even the Sense. And even more budget-friendly options are the Amazfit or the Withings. These are hybrid smartwatches that have activity trackers and are connected to GPS. They have sleep monitors, and they're also water resistant, and they offer the basic health tracking as well at a very low cost. These are great if you just want to track steps, heart rate, and get, again, those gentle reminders. Other features that you might actually use, now let me remind you that not all these bells and whistles are here to distract you. You don't need to use every single feature. It is just one that makes life much easier. You need to figure out what works for you. So again, setting activity reminders, you can get little nudges of like, hey, it's time to stretch or get up and take a walk, especially if you're always sitting. Some watches offer motivational rings or goals that help you set and track your daily movement. I know, I use the Oura ring, and for me, that's one of the things that, really keeps me motivated. So these voice commands and dictation, you can speak and reply to text messages, make a note, set reminders, no typing meetings. And personally, I am a big fan of the voice to text, let me tell you, especially on the phone. However, when you need to make sure you are texting the right person, a lot of times they stay on and you might be speaking and it'll capture everything you're saying. So you just want to make sure you're speaking to the right person for that text to voice. Mobile payments, it leaves right. You can do mobile payments also from your wrist now. So leave the wallet at home, tap your wrist with Apple Pay, Google Pay, depending on your device. It's fast, secure, and easy to handle at the grocery store. And really important, it's great to program in your emergency contacts, your allergies, all your medications, and more. And any emergency responders can access this info, even if your phone's locked. So again, your quick checklist is choose a watch that works for you with your phone, set up fall detection and emergency SOS, use reminders to move and hydrate, sync calendar events, your to-do list, and alarms, change every 1 to 3 days depending on charge every 1 to 3 days depending on your model, and only return to the features that you need. Again, we want to balance our mental health. So this week, take a few minutes this week to explore your smartwatch, pick one to try, and if you're unsure, we all have a friend who has one. So ask them why they're using it and what is really exciting for them and how they're benefiting from it. We want to make sure that you're finding the right fit for you. It's not always about being trendy. It's about using tech that helps us stay active, feel safer, and really simplify our lives. So that is my tech tip for the week. Stay curious, stay connected, and remember, it's never too late to get tech savvy.
Absolutely.
So here we are.
Well, thank you, Shelley, for those great tips, and I try to post these tips on the PS&All Marketing Group blog, and keep those cards and letters coming. And how can our listeners in Paul Ponder's world reach you?
Yes, absolutely. If they are interested in reaching out or have any questions, we are available at info@podproentertainment.com.
That is fabulous. Well, Shelley, I thank you. I don't want to hold you up from getting your flight and all, and thank Andrea for listening as well, and thank PodPro Entertainment, Techie Toolbox, Techie Talonzo Amos for the sponsorship.
Yes, I think Techie Talonzo's out there listening as well, so we give shout out to him today.
Absolutely. You got it. Well, you have safe travels, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Sounds great, Paul. Thank you very much.
Hashtag indeed.
And hashtag imagine.
Indeed. Thank you, Shelley.
Thanks.
Well, as Arthur Boyle says, it's not time to make the donuts, it's time to pay some bills. So let's hear from our sponsors. Attention WATD listeners, don't leave any money on the table. Call Performance Appraisal LLC and appraiser Arthur Boyle and Associates. Arthur may be reached at 781-293-6900 or Boyle6900 at AOL.com. Since 1994, Performance has developed many niche services ranging from appraising single-family homes to providing expert witness testimony. Again, call our own Arthur Boyle at 781-293-6900.
Have you heard about Pembroke Collision? Price and quality don't often collide under the same roof. Not so at Pembroke Collision at 192 Manakesett Street in Pembroke. Pembroke Collision will work with you and your insurance company to get you back on the road in a safe and satisfactory vehicle. Put your trust in Ben Bastianelli and his crew at Pembroke Collision. Just call 781-293-4040 or find them on Facebook. Pembroke Collision. Happy to work for you. Have you tried Bryantville Pizza Kitchen? From antipasto to baked ziti, specialty gourmet burgers, over 30 different kinds of pizza, and that's steak and cheese. Come on in and they'll show you why they made a reputation as being the best steak and cheese sub in the area. There's nobody that puts it together like your friends at the Bryantville Pizza Kitchen. Chicken wings and fingers and the famous flavors complement their stir-fry dinners. If subs and wraps aren't enough for your table tonight, expand into Greek and Caesar salads, maybe even a calzone. Anyway, it's all good at the Bryantville Pizza Kitchen. And don't forget, invite them to your next catered event. They'll bring the food. Bryantville Pizza Kitchen. Call them at 781-293-9857.
A reminder from Crystal Clear Pools in Kingston. Pools can be fun and a relief from summer's heat, but they can also be a safety concern. Crystal Clear Pools offers safety tips including don't swim alone, don't dive into unfamiliar waters, have automatic locks on all gates and points of access, know where all your safety equipment is located and know how to use it, know where the nearest telephone is in case of emergency, and always keep your pool clean and sanitized. For other safety tips and quality pool products, stop by and see us on Route 27 in Kingston, Crystal Clear Pools, 781-585-7665. Be safe this season.
Please join National Italian-American Sports Hall of Fame board member comedian Dave Russo on Thursday, June 26th at 5:30 p.m. at Giggles Comedy Club at the Prince Restaurant in Saugus. Dave Russo is assembling a top-notch lineup to coincide with the NIASH Education Awards Night. There will be lots of laughs, raffle prizes, and $3,000 in education awards given to deserving students. Contact Paul at Paul Ponders or Board President Dave Cayazzo at davekaypitching@gmail.com. It's Dave Russo on the road for this great cause. Five-time Hall of Fame inductee President Dave Cayazzo from the National Italian-American Sports Hall of Fame Massachusetts chapter invites you to its Hall of Fame induction ceremony at 1 p.m. on Sunday, October 5th at Anthony's of Malden. Congrats to Zavarian Brothers High School head football coach Al Finaro, past San Diego Padres farmhand Joe DiSarcina, and special Tony the Champ DeMarco Spirit Award recipient Catholic Memorial AD football coach John DiBiazzo. Please contact Paul at paulponders.com or President Dave Cayazzo at davekaypitching@gmail.com for more ticket information. Are you looking for fencing and outdoor products? Look no further than Northeastern Fence and Supply Corporation of Saugus. When owner Mike Payne's customers have been asked why they chose Northeastern Fence, many said that there were three deciding factors: customer respect, excellent customer service, and quality products. I say that you need to add in 70-plus years of a family-run business with truly experienced sales and installation teams. So if you are in the market for fences for your kids, dogs, and ugly neighbors, please call Mike Payne and his crew at 781-233-3324 or email mike@northeasternfence.com.
Paul Ponders continues on 95.9 WATD. Once again, Paul Solano.
And thanks for listening to Paul Ponders on WATD, presented by Northeastern Fence and Supply Corporation of Saugus. Our call-in number is 781-837-4900, and you could also find us on the Odyssey app. That's AUDACY. And if you like my daughter Ann in California listening to Dad, hope to hear from you tomorrow, Annie. Tune in, log into that Odyssey app, and you have, as Tim has often said on his commercial, on his presentation for the Odyssey app, millions and millions of...
At least thousands.
Thousands? Okay,
Yeah.
thousands. We'll downsize it a bit.
Yeah.
But there are a lot, right?
Yes. Many.
Indeed, all available on the Odyssey app. Just download it to your phone. And also a shout out to all those nonprofits out there, especially in the South Shore, Cape and the Islands area. Please reach out to me at paul@paulponders.com. And I'm happy to give you a shout out or even have you on the show just to localize this even more. But please give me a shout out at paul@paulponders.com. Listeners can go to paulponders.com to find subscription links to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube, as well as finding past Paul Ponders on WATD shows. My last podcast was dropped on June 2nd with State Auditor Diana DiZoglio, which I must say is still getting a lot of reviews, a lot of rave reviews, and a lot of hits. And Diana did such a great job with that. And my next episode will be dropping tomorrow night at midnight, and it's a short tribute to the Juneteenth holiday coming up on next Thursday. So happy Flag Day, by the way, to today's June 14th, so I hope everyone is having a banner day. Now, at this point of the program, we have the financial wing of Olympic Proportions, sponsored by PS&All Marketing Group, and Olympian and former Boston Bruins winger Dave Jensen, Senior Loan Officer for Riverworks Credit Union. We are taking a different slant this week on really interesting members of my network and circle of dear friends. And this week, we have Executive Chef Rico DeFranzo of the Union Oyster House on the line. Chef Rico.
Hey, Paul, how are you doing today? Thanks for having me on.
Oh, it's great to have you on. Thanks for taking time out of your very busy schedule this weekend to be on with me on Paul Ponders. And I know last Thursday you were on with Robin Beth on South Shore's Morning News Show, and you were talking about this rare find. Please tell our listeners in Paul Ponders land, if you haven't already heard about this great story about this orange lobster.
Yeah, Paul, thank you. What had happened was, the Union Oyster House buys hundreds of lobsters every day. We sell them, obviously, as quick as they come in. And one day we opened up the box, and there was an orange lobster looking back up at us. So we set that in our tank and set it aside. Orange lobster, for your listeners, is a 1 in 30 million chance of actually having an orange lobster.
Wow.
So we reached out to different aquariums. We ended up sending the lobster eventually up to New Hampshire, to Hampton Beach, where the place is called Explore the Oceanarium. And they'll basically keep the lobster alive throughout the season. And at the end of their season, what they do is they put all the animals, such as the lobsters, the crabs, and so on, back in the ocean so they have a chance to survive. And that's one of the reasons why we picked that particular location.
Wow, that is absolutely incredible. So the lobsters are delivered in the tank, and were you just like sifting through and you said, "Oh my word, there's an orange lobster"? What happened? How did this all happen?
Yeah. So we get like I said, we'll get 5 or 6 cases of lobsters in, and there's approximately 25, 30 lobsters in each box, depending on the size of the lobsters. Mm-hmm. And just our normal procedure is we bring the boxes out in front of the tank and we reload the tank as we sell them. But to have the orange lobster in the box with just the regular lobsters was very unusual. Ipswich Shellfish is a company up in Ipswich, Mass, was where we get our lobsters from, majority of them. And we get lobsters in 7 days a week from them. So it's kind of unusual to get that sent here, of all places.
Wow, that is absolutely incredible. So I know this hit all sorts of media outlets and all, and it got a lot of publicity. So were people just coming in and wanting to see the lobster in the tank?
Yes, exactly. We had a couple local newscasters came in, radio stations as well. They filmed the lobster in the tank, and guests coming in. As you know, Oyster House is a busy restaurant where people come in from all over the world. And some of them had never seen a live lobster before, and to see that unique lobster in the tank was really thrilling for a lot of them. And some people thought it was just a cooked lobster sitting in the tank because it was orange. But then all of a sudden, it starts walking around the tank and, waving its claws. They realize, oh, my God, the thing's alive, So it was pretty exciting for the guests as well as our staff. A lot of our staff, they're young, some of them college students, and we have a lot of seasoned staff as well, but the younger staff was really surprised by the fact there was such a thing as an orange lobster. I mean, there are other colors as well, Paul. It's not just orange. I mean,
blue, right? Wasn't there a blue?
Yeah, we got the blue. Blue is 1 in 2 million.
Wow.
And calico, which is kind of a spotted lobster, that's 1 in 30 million. It's the same with a yellow. That's 1 in 30 million. And the rarest of all is a white lobster or an albino lobster, which is 1 in 100 million.
Wow. That is incredible. That is absolutely incredible. Well, we are coming up on a commercial break, and Chef, do you mind staying with us through the commercial break? And we want to talk about the Union Oyster House and any extracurricular activities that you may have with a great organization in Boston. How does that sound?
Sure, go ahead. Love to.
Awesome. Thank you, Chef. Well, let's hear from our sponsors.
South Street Diner, located at 178 Nealon Street, Boston, is Boston's only all-night dining destination, open 7 nights a week for late-night eats. Yep, that's 24/7 in my book. Owner Saul Seidel has grown this former iconic Blue Diner to be the place to go for keeping the party going or filling your stomachs before you head home to the South Shore or the Cape and the Islands and listen to WATD along the way home. Ask Saul about his grandmother's banana bread recipe, the Boston cream pancakes, umpteen eggs Benny offerings, and tell him that Paul Ponders sent you. Attention WATD listeners, don't leave any money on the table. Call Performance Appraisal LLC and appraiser Arthur Boyle and Associates. Arthur may be reached at 781-293-6900 or Boyle6900 at AOL.com. Since 1994, Performance has developed many niche services ranging from appraising single-family homes to providing expert witness testimony. Again, call our own Arthur Boyle at 781-293-6900.
Have you tried Brianville Pizza Kitchen? From antipasto to baked ziti, specialty gourmet burgers, over 30 different kinds of pizza, and that's steak and cheese. Come on in and they'll show you why they made a reputation as being the best steak and cheese sub in the area. There's nobody that puts it together like your friends at the Briantville Pizza Kitchen. Chicken wings and fingers and the famous flavors complement their stir-fry dinners. If subs and wraps aren't enough for your table tonight, expand into Greek and Caesar salads, maybe even a calzone. Anyway, it's all good at the Briantville Pizza Kitchen. And don't forget, invite them to your next catered event. They'll bring the food. Briantville Pizza Kitchen. Call them at 781-293-9857. Have you heard about Pembroke Collision? Price and quality don't often collide under the same roof. Not so at Pembroke Collision at 192 Manakesett Street in Pembroke. Pembroke Collision will work with you and your insurance company to get you back on the road in a safe and satisfactory vehicle. Put your trust in Ben Bastianelli and his crew at Pembroke Collision. Just call 781-293-4040 or find them on Facebook. Pembroke Collision, happy to work for you.
A reminder from Crystal Clear Pools in Kingston. Pools can be fun and a relief from summer's heat, but they can also be a safety concern. Crystal Clear Pools offers safety tips including don't swim alone, don't dive into unfamiliar waters, have automatic locks on all gates and points of access, know where all your safety equipment is located and know how to use it, know where the nearest telephone is in case of emergency, and always keep your pool clean and sanitized. For other safety tips and quality pool products, stop by and see us on Route 27 in Kingston, Crystal Clear Pools, 781-585-7665. Be safe this season.
Please join National Italian-American Sports Hall of Fame board member comedian Dave Russo on Thursday, June 26th at 5:30 p.m. at Giggles Comedy Club at the Prince Restaurant in Saugus. Dave Russo is assembling a top-notch lineup to coincide with the NIASH Education Awards Night. There will be lots of laughs, raffle prizes, and $3,000 in education awards given to deserving students. Contact Paul at Paul Ponders or Board President Dave Cayazzo at davekaypitching@gmail.com. It's Dave Russo on the road for this great cause. 5-time Hall of Fame inductee President Dave Cayazzo from the National Italian-American Sports Hall of Fame Massachusetts chapter invites you to its Hall of Fame induction ceremony at 1 p.m. on Sunday, October 5th at Anthony's of Malden. Congrats to Zavarian Brothers High School head football coach Al Finaro, past San Diego Padres farmhand Joe DiSarcina, and special Tony the Champ DeMarco Spirit Award recipient Catholic Memorial AD football coach John DiBiazzo. Please contact Paul at paulponders.com or President Dave Cayazzo at davekaypitching@gmail.com for more ticket information. Are you looking for fencing and outdoor products? Look no further than Northeastern Fence and Supply Corporation of Saugus. When owner Mike Payne's customers have been asked why they chose Northeastern Fence, many said that there were 3 deciding factors: customer respect, excellent customer service, and quality products. I say that you need to add in 70-plus years of a family-run business with truly experienced sales and installation teams. So if you are in the market for fences for your kids, dogs, and ugly neighbors, please call Mike Payne and his crew at 781-233-3324 or email Mike at northeasternfence.com.
Paul Ponders continues on 95.9 WATD. Once again, Paul Solano.
We are back, and thanks for listening to Paul Ponders on WATD, presented by Northeastern Fence and Supply Corporation. And again, another thanks to our sponsors and advertisers. It's a growing list, and also I thank Chef Rico, who's still on the line, to hold through the commercial break.
Hi, Paul, again. So you wanted to talk a little bit about Union Oyster House. So,
yes, that would be fabulous. Yeah. Please tell us about Union.
Yeah, Union Oyster House is a restaurant, obviously, in downtown Boston. It's been open for 199 years. It's a National Historic Landmark twice. Nowhere else in the country is it twice. Once it's for the age of the business, being the oldest continuing operating restaurant in the United States. And the key word is restaurant, because there are taverns and inns that are older, but we're an actual restaurant and always been a restaurant. And then second reason is for the age of the building and all the historical things that took place during the Revolution. Newspapers being printed in the building, King of France lived here in exile, and just a tremendous amount of history took place, and that's why it's a National Historic Landmark a second time. And thirdly, we still serve pretty much 40% of the original menu that when we opened up in 1826. Again, the items are like, fresh scallops, clams, cod, haddock, cherry stones, clam chowder, and so on. So we've got a lot of the classic cuisine, as well as we have some, updated dishes as well. Restaurant is 550 seats. We have 9 dining rooms, and we also have an outside patio. So it's a very busy restaurant. We have guests come in from all over the world to dine here. And it's just amazing. We never know who's coming to dinner, as we tell the staff. Be prepared for anybody to show up. Celebrities, politicians. We've had 4 presidents of the United States arrive. Just, pretty impressive list of people that have come over the years.
That's fabulous. And there's a special JFK table, I believe?
Right, correct. Up on the second floor, we have a table dedicated in the honor of John F. Kennedy. When he was a state senator, he dined at the restaurant every Sunday. He would bring in the Boston Globe, the Herald, and a few other newspapers. And he would sit up on the second floor in what we call the Pine Room, and he would read the papers and have lobster stew. He had the same waitress wait on him every week, and the booth that we place him in was a booth that you couldn't be seen from the general public walking up and in through the restaurant, and so no one really would know he was in the room. So he liked the privacy.
Absolutely. Wow. That's great. And you've been with Union Oyster House as executive chef how many years now?
Just over 12 years.
That's great. What is your favorite item to make?
My favorite item to make, I love the scallops. We have a dish called shrimp and scallops where we take, sear the scallops and shrimp with the sun-dried pesto cream sauce. We serve that over rice. Definitely a popular item. Crab cakes here are really good. A lot of restaurants don't use that much crab meat. They use a lot of fillers. Here we go the other way. We use about 95% crab meat and just about 5% of fillers are just to bind it and some crumbs to hold it together. That's about it. So it's really full of crab. So that's another dish I really like, and I enjoy actually eating it myself.
That's great. And your clam chowder is to die for.
Yeah. Again, we've been serving clam chowder since 1834. So we didn't necessarily invent it, but I certainly think over the years we've perfected it. The clam chowder is, classic cuisine, nothing out of the ordinary in there. It's all simple ingredients, but they all come together real well. And if your guests come to the restaurant and they really enjoy the chowder and they'd like to know how we make it, they could stop at the front desk and actually get a copy of a recipe that they could make for their home, a small batch.
That's fabulous. And you have a big birthday coming up next year, right?
Right, next year. We'll be 200 years old next year.
That's fabulous. That is fabulous. Now, when you're not at Union Oyster House as the executive chef, you're very involved with the American Culinary Federation of the Epicurean Club of Boston, correct?
Correct. Yes, actually, I'm a past officer of the American Culinary Federation, which is the largest professional chefs association in the United States. And I'm also an officer of the Epicurean Club of Boston, which is the oldest professional chefs club in the United States, founded in 1894.
Wow.
So the Boston chefs are made up of about 200 chefs, variety of different industry, example, restaurants, hotels, private clubs, institutional feeders, hospital chefs, you name the area of culinary, and we have members that are in that part of the trade. And the club does a lot of great work. It is a nonprofit, 501c3, and one of our missions is to give scholarships out to deserving culinary students in Massachusetts. And just last week, we went with the Massachusetts Restaurant Association scholarship dinner, and we awarded $14,000 scholarship money to 6 deserving students who are studying to be chefs.
Wow, that is fabulous. And I think you have a fundraiser coming up on Monday, golf tournament, right?
Yep, we have our annual charity golf tournament. It's our 22nd tournament. From that tournament, we raise money to support scholarships as well as other culinary associations that are nonprofits. We'll actually share some of that revenue with the American Academy of Chefs, which is an honor society of chefs, Team USA, which is our national culinary team that's going to compete in Germany next year. So, we've helped fund different things from that tournament and not just scholarships. So it's a pretty big event for the restaurant. And in the fall, in November, actually, we have a unique thing. We're actually doing a dinner to honor our veterans the day before Veterans Day.
Nice.
Down at, in I believe it's in Needham. We're going to be at the Vets Hall there, and we will, it's the Vets of America, and we'll be cooking dinner for 150 vets, basically all done through the Epicurean Club, just our local chefs coming in and giving them a real high-end dinner to kind of say thank you for everything that they've done for us.
Interesting. So, would the public be able to join this group, or is this only for members in the culinary world?
Well, that vent, the vets thing, it needs basically, we're serving vets. So if there are chefs that have been vets, they're welcome to come. Ideally, that particular location has several vets that belong to their association, so we are going to take care of their members as well. But it is basically open to vets. It's not going to cost them anything. The Epicurean Club of Boston is funding the entire event. Just a way to say thank you to the vets, basically, for all they've done. And we're doing it the day before because Veterans Day is a different day, and then they need to. There's all kinds of events on Veterans Day, but we decided to do it Monday evening just to honor them the night before.
That's great. I'm going to have to pass this along, and if Greg from Veterans Voice is listening, I'll be in contact. We'll be in contact via email on that. Maybe I'll get some more information from you, Chef, on that.
Yeah, I have more details on it. Yeah, we have a whole committee that's been working on it for about 4 months right now. So Those are the couple of big events we have coming up with the local Chefs Club, other than the usual types of, monthly meetings we do and other types of basic small fundraisers. So it's kind of a unique group. I mean, if there are any chefs out there that are interested, I mean, certainly could reach out to us. I mean, we have our website is pretty simple. It's www.acfecb.com. And it tells a little bit about us. The website is been updated as we speak right now. It's time to modernize, like everything. Times change. So our website's a little bit under construction, but there's still enough information up there for people to get a feel who we are and what we do.
That's tremendous. And just to get back to the Union Oyster House, I've met on many occasions when I've been a guest at Ancient and Honorable Times, Mr. Joe Milano, who is doing a fabulous job as owner. He's a great guy.
Yeah, fabulous owner. I mean, his family has owned it since the 70s, and his family's only the third family to own the business over almost 200 years. So it's pretty impressive.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean, mother and father ran the business. Joe came into the business, and his sister Mary Ann came into the business a little later on. And from there, they just grew the place over the years, just made it amazing. That's why, as I mentioned, we're made up of 5 small buildings because as time's gone on, they expanded the business. The restaurant, just like I said, it's internationally known. I mean, when I travel, no matter just about where I go, people have heard of the restaurant or they said they've been here. It's amazing, the reach that this restaurant has. And it does, again, like any restaurant, we do a lot of charity work here, too, coming out of the restaurant, supporting different programs and different events.
Wow, that's fabulous. In fact, Marianne, Joe's sister Marianne, I believe she's married to Angelo Picardi, if I'm remembering.
Correct.
Right, Angelo from the concerts on City Hall Plaza in Boston.
Absolutely correct.
I remember that. Yeah, great singer. Great. I think a friend of mine worked with him years ago with those concerts, Mayor White's administration and other mayoral administrations. That's great. Small world department, small world, but I would not want to paint it. But that's we'll take that from Stephen, right? It's all part of the Paul Ponders world. Well, Chef, I want to thank you for taking the time to be on. You must have a busy Father's Day menu planned for tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah, we'll be busy. We've got lots of reservations. We save some space for walk-ins here, obviously, as we mentioned, because you got people who don't know it's Father's Day. They're international guests, and so we make sure we have space for everybody. But yes, we'll have a busy day tomorrow. And I wish all the fathers out there or the dads out there happy Father's Day. Enjoy your day tomorrow with your family and your friends.
That's great. Well, Chef Rico DeFranzo, Executive Chef for the Union Oyster House, I want to thank you for being on, and thanks again for telling the story about that orange lobster.
Well, thanks very much for having me on, Paul. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Without a doubt, my friend. # indeed. Be well right. Now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Well, I want our listeners to stay tuned to WATD for the Memories with Ron Dwyer, the grand poobah of oldies rock and roll. Ron, you are a true leader of the pack with great musical memories of yesteryear. So thank you, Ron. Listeners can go to paulponders.com to find subscription links to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube, as well as finding past Paul Ponders and WATD shows. Thanks again to Tim, Arthur, Ben, and Ashley on the birth of Vinny and our advertisers. But really, thank you, listeners in WATD world and beyond. Keep Paul pondering. # indeed.